Oak Ridge consists of 3 different types of marching arts. You have the marching band, indoor percussion, and indoor guard, also known as the winter guard. Each one represents a different aspect of the marching arts, but at the same time, they all come together to share the same principles, the same foundations. The marching arts isn't just about learning how to march and play at the same time. It's not about learning how to spin or play clean beats. It's a principle. It teaches you self-accountability, self-responsibility. It teaches you to want more for yourself. In the words of Chris Thatcher,
you know me at all, you know that I don't try to say things just to like pump you up. I tell you the truth. If it's bad, I'll tell you how bad it is. If it's good, I'll tell you how good it is. And there's nothing like this. And it teaches you just fundamentals of life and how to succeed and how to, how to be the best at what you do. It's all around, it's a life experience. It teaches you how to be a good human being. And if you can take what you learn in indoor in terms of being on time, in terms of preparation, in terms of commitment to yourself and your group and the overall goal, if you could take that to your profession when you're older, you will succeed. You will be a boss, you will be a leader, you will be one of the ones that people come to when there is trouble at work. You will be one of those people, and I think it's awesome to say that the students that we have, the students that we teach, they are the future leaders, and they are going to do a fantastic job, and that's what it's all about. That's why we do this, all of us, students and staff.
And the lessons that you learn through these marching arts here at Oak Ridge, you apply to everything in your life. You start being more responsible for your homework. You start learning how to manage your time better. You commit to anything that you do. You make a commitment, you stick to it. And I notice these ideals are represented in every single member of the marching arts.
There's so many things to talk about as to why we love to do this activity as staff members. Really the most important thing for us is just watching the overall growth, not only of the program, but the students in the program. They come in, knowing very little about the show, about the activity, and then just watching the maturation, if you will, of the entire process is really something that myself and the rest of the staff really love most about the activity. It's the whole process, and watching a group of 30 young men and women get together and work extremely hard on one specific goal, there's nothing beats that, in my honest opinion. That's what this activity is. That's what drum corps is. That's what marching band is. That's what indoor percussion is. It's a gathering of young students who all work towards the same goal. And that is something that you don't really find in many other facets of life, really. Even in your job later on in life, you're not going to get the same commitment level from each person. You're not going to get the same, friendship and just being of group, together. It's an awesome feeling, and it's a lot of fun to watch the whole thing grow.
I'm Rob Thatcher, and I'm the arranger of the battery percussion music and one of the directors of the Indoor Percussion Ensemble here at Oak Ridge.
Hello, my name is Chris Thatcher. I am I have many different, job titles, if you will. Mostly battery coordinator. I take care of the drum line. I work on technique with them. I work on how to march, how to play, all that good stuff. This year and last year kind of took over the role of program coordinator, which really is the whole design of the whole thing, making sure that there's a general effect, which is something that we get judged on, which is something that gets the crowd excited. Making sure that the general effect, the music and the visual are all in one and everything's working together. So that's basically my job, making sure that we have a solid show, and we have a good program.
Well, when we wrote the music, we had to do some, the music starts actually with Colin Bell, who is the ensemble arranger. He does the melodic portion of the show, and I do the the moving percussion guys out on the floor. This year's program is I hesitate to say Latin themed show. It's rooted in Spanish music. We tried to be as traditional as possible with the arranging, but as we tend to do when we do these indoor percussion shows, we sort of make it fit the idiom a little bit, and we've taken some liberties with where the music comes from. But we tried to stay with sort of a distinctly Spanish and not Mexican, not Latin American flavor for the show. So we listened to lots of music from that era, from that area of the world, and and also a mixture of more popular music that has some of those elements in it to give us some clues as to what to do with groove and things of that nature. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun. Took a lot of time, but when you're working to make it work really well for a specific group of people, that's what tends to happen, and it's worked out really well so far.
The show is entitled La Corrida. It is basically the run, the bullfight. What we have, our first movement is the run. You see the bulls coming out of the gate in the back. Our performers, they are the civilians of Spain. They are running through the streets more or less, or running through the arena. The second movement is where we bring out our matadors and we show a lot of color. They kind of dance a little bit. It's like the seduction, if you will, of the matador to the actual the beast, the bull. And then the third movement is the fight. Pretty self-explanatory. That's where the intensity happens. The music is intense. The visual is intense. So yeah, that's basically it. It's the running of the bulls, and it's the bullfight at the end of that.
How has indoor percussion progressed? Well, our first year was interesting, to say the least. We were all learning. The interesting thing about this is, we all started from zero. My brother Chris and I started here with zero experience doing indoor percussion. I'd never marched. Chris had never marched. But we were fans of the activity, and everyone here was interested in doing it, so we gave it a try, and we learned all kinds of tough lessons from the beginning, and we're still learning them today. Which is the great thing about this, is that we are all learning here. But I think we're really starting to feel like we've figured some things out, some things not so much, but we are working on it, and from day one till today is night and day. I mean, we've always had talented people here. We've always had committed people here, but just the progression of the way we put the vehicle together and the way that everyone understands their responsibilities as it relates to this activity have increased, 100% every year. So it's hard to complain.
Every year, Indoor Percussion World Championships are held at Dayton, Ohio, at the University of Dayton. This is actually Old Bridge's second year going to Dayton, and I have to say it was truly an incredible experience. The atmosphere, the other groups, everyone just displays this utmost air of professionalism and friendliness, camaraderie. It is the perfect example of what indoor percussion is all about. Not winning, but the experience and the lessons that you learn.
It's definitely a weird feeling when you're out there and you feel like everyone's watching you, and you get really nervous and you think you're about to forget everything you're going to play, and then you get into a mode where all you can think about is playing your best and getting into character, and you become your character. You become the bull, you become the matador, and you take over, and when you're done with the show, it's the most amazing feeling ever, and it's very satisfying.